The Nebraska Cornhuskers kick off their 2025 season tonight under the bright lights of Gayha Field at Arrowhead Stadium, facing the Cincinnati Bearcats in the Battle Sports Kansas City Classic. This neutral site showdown, set for 8 p.m. Central Time and televised on ESPN, marks the first meeting between these programs since Nebraska's 41-0 rout in 1906. For Husker Nation, it's a chance to build on last year's 6-6 finish and bowl appearance, but for bettors, it's an opportunity to cash in on an overhyped Nebraska squad. With the Cornhuskers favored by 6.5 points and a total of 53.5 points, the smart money says take the points with Cincinnati in what's shaping up to be a tight fourth-quarter battle. The matchup, a tale of two teams in transition. Nebraska enters its third season under head coach Matt Rhule, whose 6-6 record in 2024 ended a 7-year bowl drought, but left fans wanting more. The Cornhuskers returned sophomore quarterback Dylan Raiola, who threw for 2,819 yards and 13 touchdowns as a freshman, but faltered mid-season with 11 interceptions, plagued by erratic play calling and Rhule's questionable in-game decisions. Raiola's off-season transformation, shedding weight for added mobility, pairs with new offensive coordinator Dana Holgerson's air raid system, promising a more explosive attack. Running back Emmett Johnson, who averaged over 5 yards per carry late in 2024, anchors the ground game, while freshman standout Ja'Cory Barney Jr., 55 catches, 447 yards, teams with transfers Dane Key, Kentucky, and Nizia Hunter, Cal, to bolster the receiving core. The offensive line, fortified by transfers Rocco Spindler, Notre Dame, and Elijah Pritchett, Alabama, aims to improve on last year's inconsistent protection. Defensively, Nebraska's 2024 unit was a bright spot, ranking 11th nationally in total defense, 317.9 yards per game. However, the loss of SAC leader Ty Robinson and the transition to new defensive coordinator John Butler, who lacks college play calling experience, raise concerns. Linebacker Javon Wright and transfer Marquez Watson-Trent, Sun Belt Defensive Player of the Year, provide stability, while safety Deshaun Singleton anchors a secondary that struggled against top passers. Special teams, a disaster with 10 blocked kicks in 2024, remain a wild card under new coordinator Mike Ekeler. Cincinnati, coming off a 5-7 season under head coach Scott Satterfield, is also in a make-or-break year. The Bearcats lean on redshirt junior quarterback Brendan Sorsby, a dual-threat star who racked up 2,813 passing yards, 18 touchdowns, and 447 rushing yards in 2024, including a 425-yard passing game and a 125-yard rushing performance. Sorsby's versatility makes him a matchup nightmare, especially with tight end Joe Royer, a projected first-rounder who set a program record with 50 catches. The running game, led by Wisconsin transfer Tau'i Walker and Ohio State transfer Evan Pryor, 7.5 yards per carry, is explosive but lacks the depth of departed star Corey Kiner. The offensive line, with returners like center Gavin Gerhardt, faces questions after losing 3 starters. Cincinnati's defense, anchored by All-American defensive lineman Dante Corleone, forced 14 fumbles in 2024, but must replace key contributors like linebacker Jared Bartlett and safety Derek Canteen. Newcomers like All-Sun Belt cornerback Matthew McDoom bolster the secondary, but the unit is untested. Like Nebraska, Cincinnati's special teams are a work in progress, with a new kicker, Steven Rusnak. Team comparison, too close to call. On paper, Nebraska and Cincinnati are strikingly similar, making the 6.5-point spread feel inflated. Nebraska's offense, 94th, 358.8 yards per game in 2024, was slightly less productive than Cincinnati's, 37th, for 120.6 yards per game. But the Huskers' defense, 18th, 317.9 yards allowed, outshone the Bearcats, 84th, 384.8 yards allowed. Raiola's passing edge matches Sorsby's dual threat ability, while Nebraska's deeper receiving core counters Cincinnati's reliance on Royer. Both teams face offensive line questions, but Nebraska's transfer additions give them a slight edge. Defensively, Nebraska's experience in the secondary and linebacker depth balance Cincinnati's strength in Corleone. The intangibles tilt toward a close game. Nebraska's 15-3 August record and 98-32-5 season opener mark are impressive, but Cincinnati boasts an 18-2 record in their last 20 season openers and a 5-0 streak in NFL stadiums. Both teams are integrating significant transfers, Nebraska with 5 to 7 expected starters, Cincinnati with 21 new scholarship players, raising risks of early season rust. Rules history of dropping winnable games, compounded by the 2025 Husker Games debacle, a chaotic spring event where he axed skill competitions midstream while barking orders, suggest Nebraska may struggle to close. Satterfield, on the hot seat after a 5-game losing streak to end 2024, has less margin for error but a knack for pulling upsets. Betting angle: take the points with Cincinnati. The betting odds: Nebraska minus 6.5, over under 53.5, moneyline Nebraska minus 258, Cincinnati plus 209, reflect an overhyped Husker squad riding last year's bowl appearance and Raiola's potential. But this game screams value in taking the points with Cincinnati. The Bearcats' dynamic offense, led by Sorsby and Royer, can exploit Nebraska's untested secondary, while Corleone's presence could disrupt Raiola's rhythm. Nebraska's special teams woes and Butler's inexperience as a play caller tilt the scales further. With both teams breaking in new pieces, this matchup is likely to come down to the fourth quarter, making the plus 6.5 spread a near sure thing for Cincinnati backers. This game sets a broader betting trend for Nebraska's first half of the season. The Huskers are likely to be favored in their opening games against Akron, Houston Christian, and possibly Rutgers, due to public hype around Rule's third-year track record, 10-4 at Temple, 11-3 at Baylor, and Raiola's name. But their inconsistent offense, coaching question marks, and transfer integration challenges suggest they'll struggle to cover spreads. Betting against Nebraska and taking points with their opponents, especially in the first 3 to 4 games, is a savvy strategy until the betting public catches on that this team isn't the juggernaut oddsmakers expect. Game day storylines. This game could go either way, with both teams' identities still taking shape. Nebraska's success hinges on Raiola avoiding his 2024 mid-season funk and Holgerson's ability to out-scheme Satterfield. The Wright-Royer matchup in coverage will be pivotal. If Nebraska's linebacker can contain Cincinnati's tight end, the Huskers could control the pace. Conversely, Cincinnati needs Sorsby's legs to keep Nebraska's defense honest, and Corleone to disrupt Nebraska's offensive line. The 2025 Husker Games looms large as a metaphor for Nebraska's season. Rule's decision to replace the traditional spring game with a poorly executed skills showcase, cut short amid player struggles, exposed his erratic leadership. His microphone-fueled antics and last-minute addition of a scrimmage alienated fans and players, signaling a program prone to self-inflicted wounds. For Cincinnati, Satterfield's hot seat status adds urgency, and a win in a high-profile NFL venue could quiet critics. Prediction and final thoughts. This game is a coin flip, likely decided in the final minutes. Nebraska's talent and home state fan support at Arrowhead, expected to feel like a Husker invasion, give them a slight edge, but Cincinnati's explosive offense and defensive anchor in Corleone make them a live underdog. The smart bet is Cincinnati plus 6.5, as the game's closeness favors the points. Expect a high-scoring affair with the over 53.5, also in play if both quarterbacks exploit shaky secondaries. Score prediction: Nebraska 31, Cincinnati 28, a Husker win, but Cincinnati covers in a thriller. For bettors, starting the season with Cincinnati plus 6.5 is a golden opportunity to capitalize on Nebraska's overinflated hype. As the Huskers navigate a season of high expectations and questionable coaching, taking points against them early could be the key to a profitable betting run. Go Big Red, but bet the Bearcats.